What's good, YouTube? Welcome back to the channel. I'm Untitled Gaming today, people. Today, I'm bringing you the full Tournament Pack 3 released by Konami on the card database today. So, without further ado, I'm just going to jump into this. This is the second time I had to record this video because I just went to edit it and it had no sound. For whatever reason, my mic wasn't plugged in the whole way, so it looked like on my mic that it was picking up sound, but it actually wasn't picking up anything. So yeah, I'm just going to jump right into this. The ultra rare lineup for this is really cool. Everything I just went over is really cool. So if anything, it was just practice for this episode for y'all, I guess. Dark Ruler, Hades, Lava Golem, Charging Guy, the Fierce Knight, and 2 Dark Magician are all monster cards in this format that are all getting ultra rares, which is really cool to see. Lava Golem is like one of those perfect reprints in my opinion. Giving this the ultra rarity is really cool. Same with like Charging Knight Gaia. I just think all 4 of these monsters were really good choices. They're very unique cards we weren't expecting, and they're kind of like the boss monsters of the decks for that format. Charging Gaia the Fierce Knight could have just been Gaia the Fierce Knight, but I understand why they went with it just being Charging Gaia. It's more like new player friendly compared to like if Gaia came into the format. You know what I mean? You need to have the skill with it, while Charging Gaia can be used in any deck that you want to throw it into. And that's the thing about these 3 cards, is that they are all generically strong. This card here, on the other hand, totally different world and needs to tune cards to play. But yeah, so I understand why they went with these 3 cards in particular being the ultra rares. And this card, like I said before, is just a boss monster of the tune deck that was released. Looking at the other ultra rare, it's the Allure of Darkness. We only have 5 ultra rares pretty much given to us. We have no information outside of that. And so I'm thinking that the other ultra rare is obviously going to be a skill because, you know, they can't leak us skills on the database for whatever reason. If you look on the database, you won't ever find any Speedle skill. But we only have 5 of these 6 ultra rares confirmed, so that means one of them has to be a skill. And we only know of 3 skills coming in this, so let's hope that it's interconflict, I guess. Could you imagine they just released these 3 skills and the one of the skills they released as the ultra rare is the least playable one out of the 3? Oh my god, that'd be great. I just think it's going to be Cocoon personally, but who knows. The ultra rares for this lineup were actually also really cool. I didn't mean to say ultra rare, by the way. I meant to say super rare. Super rare? Skull Servant is perfect for a updated list. Reason why is because this card's common right now. King of the Skull Servant's a fan favorite deck. It's very nice to see that it's getting triple super rare copies for the deck. That way we can play our 3 ultra rares from Tournament Pack 2? Tournament Pack 2, yes. And then our 3 super rares from Tournament Pack 3 is going to just be the perfect combination. It's just chef's kiss. Good card. Thank you, Konami. However, you threw the plate on the floor. Why do we get Queen's Knight as a super rare? Like, this card could have definitely been one of those cards that came common in this set. I've already gone over this. I know why it's a super, but I don't think it should have been. I think this card could have definitely been filled with a different card. Like, it just would have been better for the format if it wasn't this card. It could have been, like, something generic, like another monster card that would have been really good. But I guess they needed to fill that normal monster slot. Who knows? Blacklisted Soldiers, in my opinion, probably one of the best cards to print in this game, or print in this thing. It has its own skill. It's very strong as being one of the boss monsters of the decks. It's just a good all-around card, and I feel like having it as a super rare in Speedles is really nice. This is one of those other cards, Toon World, being that I don't know why I got the super rare copy. I guess the skill itself just protected Toon World. It didn't just activate Toon World like the original skill did. But, like, why would anybody play that skill? Why would you guys play that skill? You would just play a skill that gave you Toon World for free, in my opinion. So, yeah. I don't know why we got it as super rare. I'm not really going to complain too much about it because, like, Toon Table Contents came as a super rare in the Tournament Pack 1. So getting it as a super rare in Tournament Pack 3 for just regular Toon World kind of does make sense to me. Getting on into the better super rares, all of these are the best super rares. Like, Offerings to the Doom, Windstorm Etiqua, Nightmare Wheel, Zoe the Spirit, Waking the Dragon. All of these cards are great for the format coming as a rarity bump. They're great for new players coming into the game, getting these crazy cards. And I think it's like the perfect group. Like, the super rares of this are straight fire. There's no doubt about it. All the super rares of this, except for Toon World, except for Queen's Knight, perfect choice. They did a very, very good job with this one. We get offerings to the Doom being like a generic quick play spell that outs a monster, Windstar of Vetequa, to be that trap card, that battle trap card to protect your monsters from battles. Nightmare Wheel is like really good because you stop a monster in its tracks. It's a better magic, dark magic circle, whatever it's called. But Nightmare Wheel is like really, really good to have, and your opponent's taking burn damage every single turn. Zombie Spirit is the best card in the game. Nobody can tell me different. This card should be banned, but it's not, and so we're getting it as a super rare in Tournament Pack 3, and I think that's really, really good for anybody trying to get their hands on it or get a rarity bump. And then, of course, Waking the Dragon. Waking the Dragon is going to be very strong in this format. We already know that it can bring out Ojama King and lock down the opponent's zones whenever it's destroyed. Like, that's only one card that we know that's going to be good in this box. Like, we have a whole box left to look at to see what this card can cheat out. And if this card cheats out, like, any other crazy cards, that's going to be insane. Like, this card coming as a super rare is going to be great. It's like, everybody's going to be playing it in their side deck on this upcoming format. And if they're not, then I made a bad call, I guess. Moving on to the commons. King's Knight's a common. This is what I meant by I understand why we got Queen's Knight. We got King's Knight in here, right? It's a really, really cool one. We got it as, I think, it was either a super or an ultra rare in the Trials of the Kingdom? I think that's what it is. And, no, Arena of Lost Souls is what it's called. And it was a cool card to get and everything, but it should have been common there, but it wasn't. And so, if you bought a box and didn't pull it, but you pulled the skill, like me, you weren't able to actually play the skill, but so I'm happy we got that as a common printing for this format. DD Crow is perfect for new players. I love the fact that they brought this to the pack. This card is great, and I think it's really, really cool to give them a hand trap like this. Perfect common reprint. It's a very, very good card. I think the same falls into the same line as Golden Ladybug. Golden Ladybug is like one of those cards that, you know, was used a lot before the Battle City box was released in stall decks. Giving this to players as another, like I said, hand trap accessible card is going to be very, very nice. And also giving us a common print for people who can't spend a lot of money on these cards. It's really, really nice. Santa Claus gets its reprint. Santa Claus and DD Crow fall into the same category as a couple other cards we're going to be going over later in the common listing. These cards were ultra rares in the starter decks for Twisted Nightmare and Match of Millennium. They're very, very good cards, and it's just nice to see that they are returning as commons. Zombina is a nice little common reprint. I already have like 9 copies of the super rare, but I'm sure there's other people out there that don't have any copies. So this is like one of those perfect cards that came to the format that a new player can pick up and generically use in any deck they want because it's a generic monster card. Parasite Paranoid is one of those cards we knew was coming to this box. It's probably the perfect card to bring to this box. It is like insane that everybody's going to be able to play Moss now, but this gives me high hope. This makes me go, Moss is no longer the best deck, or they wouldn't be giving us this card for absolutely just entering a tournament, you know? And this card is going to be like, it gives me hope that we're out of Moss format. You know what I mean? Just making this card easily accessible to everyone. I'm like, oh my god, please don't be the best deck again. Going on to the fusion monsters, we got Meteor Black Dragon, which is really cool, especially for the upcoming fusion format. We don't know if we're going to be getting any Red Eyes support, but we do know that Alexis Rhodes' brother did play Red Eyes cards, so it's quite possible we might get like 1 or 2 cool Red Eyes cards if we did get any. So having Meteor Black Dragon as a common printing is really nice for new players. And it's just, you know, a fan favorite fusion. So if you like are new to Speed Duels and you want to play Palaminization or something weird like that, Fusion Party or something, you could play Meteor Black Dragon as a deck, and it would just be really fun for them to play. Ryu Senshi, perfect Waking the Dragon target. Whenever it's Waking the Dragon's choice, have this guy out. He stops trap cards, is unaffected by books. Like, he's very, very strong. Arcana Knight Joker. This card is probably the best common in my opinion. This card is one of those cards that would always fluctuate in price. I remember this card was like $60 at one point, and I thought that was insane. I sold a collection a while back when they were at $60 a pop, so if that tells you anything. Arcana Knight Joker, my bad, It's like one of those cards that I think is going to be really, really good for new players to get their hands on. I know a lot of people really like the Poker Knights, so being able to get their hands on like all the cards for it for cheap is going to be very nice for those players who enjoy that deck. Moving on to the spell cards, we got Fusion Gate, Order to Charge, Advanced Ritual Art, Shard of Greed, and Bashing Shield. All 4 of these, if you cannot tell, were ultra rares in the decks, and now we have gotten them as a tournament pack common. So I don't know if this means, like, if this is Konami's way of saying, like, hey, by the way, guys, we're not releasing regular decks anymore. We're just going to do these box, like the Midterm Paradox box only being like a 4 box deck. I think like this is their indication of, hey, we're moving past that, and I think that's really, really nice for the format. I think it's really good for us, and yeah. But all 4 of these cards are all ultra rares in those decks, and they have now been reprinted as common. And so it's really, really nice for people to starting the game to not have to go online and buy a single or go out and try to hunt down the decks that they were released in, which I just bought 2 of them over the last weekend and spent $50. Like, these cards are now easily accessible to new players, and that's very, very good. Especially Fusion Gate. Fusion Gate's a perfect reprint for this format in general. It came out in the first decks. I think it was like Joey Wheeler's Ultra Rare or something like that. And now we're reaching into a Fusion format where this card is going to be like bonkers. So it's going to be really nice that everybody has the potential to play this card and not just the people who can go out and buy cards. Bashing Shield is really nice. The only equipped fill of, I think, this entire set. But it came out in a set, and we haven't seen it for a while, and it's a really cool reprint. So that's cool. Moving on to the traps, there's only 3 of them. It's Dust Tornado, Haunted Shrine, the Golden Apples. Haunted Shrine is crazy. This card coming out as a reprinted common, mostly with the super rare Skull Servant, is really just gearing for Skull Servants to be like a really powerful deck. But it makes it easily accessible too. You can use Haunted Shrine for your stall decks with the Zombina that came out in this set also as a common. Like, this is like the perfect card to give a new player to go build a deck. And so I really like the fact that we got this card. And it's like a $6 to $8 card, and it has been for a while now. It just fluctuates between those prices. And I think it's just nice that we're probably going to get this $1 trap card. So, cost affordable, I guess. Dust Tornado is cool. This is the 3rd printing of it, so it's not really much to go over. And then the Golden Apples is also really cool, again, falling into the same category as these cards, being another ultra rare that got a common printing. But yeah, if you guys like this type of content, or if you guys like this type of content, make sure you leave a like on the video. Make sure you subscribe. That way you can be updated with everything that comes out, and obviously to see like the progression series and other series that I have releasing. And I want you all to stay awesome. Have a great day. I'll see you guys next time. Bye.